Welcome back, everyone. Now, continuing on our main story. So, let's see what the Tilda has to say and what kind of breakfast she's making.
What is this?
Just a few favorites from my collection. Rescued and stored here just before I went off-world. Take a look, if you like. I'm curious to hear your impressions.
My friend is dead. Beta and Gaia are gone, and you want me to look at old paintings?
Don't be so quick to dismiss the comfort we can find in art, or the insight we might gain. Rembrandt's The Night Watch, by far the most famous painting my homeland ever produced. It was commissioned to honor a militia made up of influential citizens.
I guess you must have been an influential citizen.
In my day. But not as influential as you've been in this new world. Stunning, isn't it? Paintings weren't the only masterpieces of my people's golden age. This is Van Vianen's Leaded Ewer, molded from a single sheet of silver. Done so soon?
I've got more important things to worry about.
We both do. There is much we are trying to save. Not the least of which is in that vault. There's nothing wrong with savoring such treasures for a moment more. Or come upstairs and we'll get down to business. Your choice. The Gust. By Willem van de Velde, the most famous of his many maritime paintings.
A ship crossing into the unknown. I guess you're familiar with that.
Indeed, which is why I appreciate this composition in particular. Though waves and wind threaten to destroy the ship, it perseveres, clinging to the light even as darkness closes in all around it. A portrait of the painter, Rembrandt's son Titus, depicted in the habit of a monk.
I don't get it. Why would someone like you, with infinite resources, care about this painting of a boy in a hood?
It's not the image itself, but the feeling it conveys. The face is bright and defined, but his eyes are downcast, heavy with misfortune. And the background seems to swallow all light. The painting is infused with a sense of loss.
I guess I understand how the painter feels.
Hey, where are we? We keep hearing machines in the background when we use our
There you
focus.
Feeling better? How did you find us? At the cauldron? And what did you do to everyone right before I passed out?
All business, I see. Well, suffice it to say we were keeping a very close eye on Hephaestus, knowing we would need it at some point. Your ruse didn't fool us, and as for my little trick, it was an overload of the senses, accompanied by an energy discharge. Gerard and Eric were only momentarily disoriented due to their shields, but it rendered you unconscious while I got you out. Perhaps some breakfast might steady you a bit?
Oh, wow.
This was your house. The one you recreated for Beta, in the data channel you shared.
How perceptive of you. Please, this way.
Even she's quoted in that.
After everything your people have done, you think I'm just gonna sit down and have a chat with you?
They're not my people. They never were, and especially not now.
You shot off into space with them, and lived with them for 1,000 years before coming back. So what made you suddenly turn on them?
Quite simply, this.
Mild focus. You repaired it? But that means you've seen.
Incredible things. What you've accomplished in 2 decades of life. A 1,000 years at my back, and I haven't even come close. I'm sorry if I invaded your privacy, but I had to. In order to understand. To be enlightened. You truly are Elizabeth's blood. With her drive, her sense of mission, her integrity. Watching all this shamed me for the company that I've kept. Having seen it, all I want is to help you.
Even if it means stopping your friends?
Especially so. Please, sit down.
I'm just sad. The ball is gone. Maybe she had healed him.
That's better. Now, we must recover Beta and Gaia at all costs. By now, you must know that Gerard intends to use Gaia to reboot the Earth's biosphere. Remaking this world to specifications that would only suit us immortals. This process will kill every living thing on the planet. He calls it a clean install.
Not if I stop him first.
Not if we do. And once he and the others are gone, we can work together to fulfill Elizabeth's dream. I'm sure Beta told you that there's a build of the Apollo database on board our ship. A complete collection of human knowledge. With that and Gaia, we could do everything Elizabeth wanted. Heal the biosphere, educate the people of this world, uplift them. Create the world she imagined.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. From what I've seen, your friends are invincible.
I do wish you would stop calling them my friends. And they're not invincible. In fact, a friend of yours has found a way to defeat them.
Silence.
Oh, he's been a busy bee, building an army powerful enough to crash through Gerard's precious base.
Yeah. Regala and her rebels.
Even now she's preparing a final march on the Tenakth capital. When she wins, she'll have the entire tribe under her control. Hundreds of warriors and machines to throw at the base. She's been duped. They'll all perish, of course. But it should be enough to break Gerard's defenses and allow Silence to kill him. Along with all the others.
Using the new weapon he's developed.
Yes, he's found a way to circumvent our shields. Truly an exceptional man. He's planned for everything. Except you and me. You see, while his army is battering down Gerard's doors, you and I will sneak in through a back way. One that only I know about. While Silence and my friends are busy battling each other, we'll take back Beta and Gaia. I told you I want to help you. I mean it.
My old focus. How did you find it, let alone repair it?
When we encountered you at the Hades Proving Lab, Gerard saw you as a redundancy. I knew better. You were a revelation. After your dramatic escape, bravo, by the way, Gerard and Eric assumed you were dead and gave up the hunt. I wasn't so sure. When the others were busy, I returned to the lab and searched for any trace of you. That's when I found this little treasure. Not easy to repair, but certainly worth the effort. As I watched your life unfold, you were like a splash of color on a worn canvas. What Liz was, and more.
Did you show it to the others?
Of course not. It was your actions that inspired me to defy them. It's worth noting that if I hadn't found it and watched its contents, I wouldn't have known to save you at the cauldron. You'd be dead.
So I should be grateful.
If you like.
So you know all about me. What about you?
What would you like to know?
Well,
Yeah, you had some
start with your life on Earth.
When I was 8, terrorists flooded my home city. Thousands drowned, my parents included. I was one of the few who survived. My guardian sent me to boarding school. Among my peers, I was the strange girl, the orphan to be avoided. All because of circumstances beyond my control.
Oh. So we're a lot alike, huh?
Aren't we? You were an outcast. But you didn't let that stop you from getting what you needed. Neither did I. I climbed my way out of desolation and used my wits to build a fortune. First, from the technical analysis of art and the detection of forgeries. Profitable expertise in those days. But as it turned out, the software I developed was even more useful for counterintelligence. From there, it was only a short step to gathering extremely valuable intelligence on my own.
You were a spy?
More like a service one could turn to for information. I had to remain anonymous, of course, to protect my privacy. But despite that anonymity, Far Zenith inevitably sought me out.
Not bad.
What happened when Far Zenith approached you?
They painted an irresistible vision, one where we need not fear ill, where we explored the furthest reaches of the... It was only later that they only intended to bequeath this future. At the time, Faro's machines were devouring the... So I accepted Far Zenith's invitation. I wanted this to come, but...
So you didn't know the other Zeniths were monsters?
I knew some of it. Wasn't until we were off planet that I understood. I was grateful to simply be, but the others became obsessed with a kind of effortless. They built a colony where machine or fantasy could be endlessly. It wasn't life. It was stultifying. As the decades passed, I withdrew alone yet again. But this time with eons to now finally having met you, I feel like I have
To do what?
help you to fulfill a better future.
How do you know about
He isn't the only one adept at spyware.
You hacked his focus?
No, he's too careful for that. But his subordinates? Not so much. He gave additional focuses to the tribals he branded the Sons of Prometheus.
The ones working with Regala.
By tapping their focuses, I learned about most of his dealings. The distribution of override technology, the arming of Tanakh rebels, and the secret pact with Regala to attack Gerard's base.
But how did he come up with a weapon that can take down your shields?
That's the one thing I haven't been able to figure out, but however he did it, I'm quite certain it will work. With it in the Tanakh army. Victory. Such a shame he'll be just...
Regala's only interested in killing Hekarro and waging war on the... What does she have to gain by attacking
It's the price she must pay for. Without the ability to override her little rebellion, would have...
So she trades with the Sons of Prometheus. Machines to help her.
In exchange for an assault on the base. Pride has deluded her into thinking she can actually. And all without ever knowing who the sons of Prometheus. Yet for all of Silence's brilliance, still that blind spot is what will allow.
While hundreds of Tanakh are cut down outside. Beta told me your colony was destroyed, that you came back to Earth because you had nowhere else to go.
It's true. After we reached our destination, a planet, and we spent decades building a new. The physical constraints of Earth, the boundaries of. To think of what we could have done. It might have been a utopia. Instead, we stagnated, absorbed in. It took a cataclysm to finally yank out of our stupor.
What happened?
A massive geological event. We knew of instabilities in the planet core, but we underestimated them. By the time the collapse was upon us, it was too late. Only a few of us made it to the ship in time. We set course for Earth, left to us.
Which you decided for anyone else.
Not me. He believes it's better to wipe the camp, work around the smudges. More primitive tribes, no more. Only a blank slate to do with pleases. But we will stop him.
What exactly is your plan?
We will make use of a lesson I learned from an early age. In this case, a place where Gerard's new construction meets the ancient foundation. A passage that only I can. When Silence, we will enter through this back door. Bypassing most of the fight, the distraction will provide us with a window.
Once we're inside the base.
Here, in the command center. By then, Gaia will have been reunited with all of its subordinate functions, including Hephaestus.
What about the alpha build of Apollo on your ship?
A simple matter of recovery, once the others have been dealt with. With that in hand, we'll have everything we need.
Pretty cool.
You said Beta is not in urgent danger.
Putting her to work. A difficult, time-consuming task, as I'm sure. They will compel her if need be. She's the only one who could.
Because you people made
Gerard's ID. They always viewed me with suspicion when I attempted, and that's why I created the data channel.
So this channel you shared with Beta.
Gerard believes he's the most. Even after 1,000 years, he still can't imagine that. The channel allowed me to interact with Beta away from there. It offered us a chance to.
Until you cut off all contact.
Yes. Though it pained me.
She felt like you sighed.
I was afraid the others would punish her. She may not have had the comforts of friendship, but at least I ensured she was. I know it seems harsh, but you must believe that her well.
Why did you make the data channel look like this place?
I built this house, a safe place. Cultural art of truly some.
And you wanted Beta.
Yes. I thought if she could experience, it would bring something else into her. A heritage every bit as valuable as the data being drummed. I'm sorry I had to cut off contact, but she needed it.
So you knew.
Liz was everything she was. Your ingenuity, your determination. You've managed to distill her greatest qualities and make them.
I'm not asking about me.
The honest answer is that for all the time that I spent with her, she always kept a part of herself locked away. It was like.
So when you met Elizabeth, she would.
Not aloof. It was a summit in Paris about machine learning. Because regulatory authorities were just starting to. Liz gave the keynote address. She had already achieved great renown for her work in automated. But in her address, she was just starting to. An AI-driven system that wouldn't just act on its programming, but actually take responsibility for its sphere of influence.
To care about life.
Revolutionary stuff. I watched her after she had spoken with such moral authority, such empathy. I could tell she felt uncomfortable with all. It was as if giving the talk had. I didn't want to be a pest, so I planned.
So how did you finally approach?
I picked the right moment. Right as she came back to the conference, she had just had her coffee. She was fresh, rested. It was like she had braced herself for the onslaught of colleagues. I asked if I could walk with her, then put forth a question about her talk that I thought was intelligent. Her answer made me realize it wasn't. but she was very welcoming. Almost as previously. It was only halfway through the conversation that I realized exactly who I was. It was quite a shock to me. My business was trafficking in secrets, and anonymity. So that was Liz. Perpetually came to view our meeting as a metaphor for our friendship. She always seemed to know me far than I knew her.
I guess I know the feeling. First Varl. Now Hekarro and the Tenakth. Your plan would wipe out an entire tribe. There has to be another way.
We are in an admittedly desperate situation, but I assure you there isn't. Remember Zero Dawn. Elizabeth's sacrifice. Sometimes many have to die for a new world to grow.
If it looks impossible, look deeper. Wait. The data channel. It still exists, doesn't it? I need you to open it. Let me talk to Beta.
Impossible. We might be detected.
It's worth the risk. There is another way, one where the Tenakth survive.
But we won't. If the others...
If you want to help, open it.
How stern she is.
What are they doing to her?
Virtual reality dissociation. The manual merge of Hephaestus will take hours upon hours of tedious micromanagement. If she resists the work, they run simulations to induce feelings of isolation and despair.
Beta, can you hear me? You're alive. They're watching me. I can't hold up this extra protection for long. You should have killed me. No. No, look at me. I'm coming for you. I promise. Okay? I just need you to hold out a little while longer and work on the merge. I think it can be done. I'll contact again when it's time. Can you hold on?
She's amazing.
As long as I know you're coming for me, I can endure anything.
Such fate.
All right. I did as you asked. Now I think you need to tell me what you're planning.
I'm going to take Silent's army away. I don't need it. Only the weapon he made to penetrate your shields.
And how do you propose to get it? Ask him nicely?
Without Regala and her rebels, he won't have a choice. We'll be his only option.
Only option for what? What did you tell her?
That is between me and my sister.
Wow, sister.
Will be Silent's only option for crashing that base. I'll tell you the rest later. But first, there are a couple of things I have to do.
Oh. And what are those?
Lay my friend to rest. And then I'm going to use the override that Beta gave me at Gemini to put an end to Regala's rebellion. From the air.
Wait. Since you insist on doing things your way, I know of something that will truly help you make a grand entrance with the Tenat. The ancient Horus Titans still possess electromagnetic energy cells as part of their arsenal. Drop one of those on Regala's army and they'll receive quite a surprise.
What is that?
So go, do what you must. I'll come to your base if you manage to bring silence to the table.
Not if. When. Erend, are you there?
Aloy! Aloy, is that really you?
Yeah, it's me. Where's everyone else?
We're all... we're back at base. What happened?
It might be easier to explain in person. I'll try to join you there when I can.
Okay. We'll wait here for you. It's good to hear your voice, Aloy.
Oh, what is this place? Oh wow. So this is what I was hearing a little bit ago. Pretty cool, pretty cool.
Just to let you know, I'm now patched into your focus network.
Great. I take it the other Zeniths can't hear us?
Of course not. And they don't know about your base either, in case you were wondering. I've sent you data on the Horus energy cells you can use against Regala's forces. Reach out to me when you're ready to acquire one.
Understood. Won't get much use out of shock ammo.
spot to jump from there and then go to the...
That should do it.
Okay, so let's get to the base. Oh wow, so there is no base.
I figured it'd start snowing soon.
Yeah, you know what? Let's just stop our story here, because I think next episode is gonna be massive. I think we're gonna be able to fly as well. Let's see how that goes. So stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.